He's one of the biggest names in music. He's headlining the Super Bowl halftime show this season. But for Bad Bunny, his newest album, he turned to some unexpected backup. Diana Gutierrez explores the unique collaboration.
A mechanism of Americanization.
When UW-Madison history professor Jorel Melendez Vadillo went on vacation last December, he left work behind, or at least he tried to.
I had told my therapist, my kid, my wife that I was going to leave my computer behind. And then all of a sudden I got an Instagram message asking me if I was interested in a potential collaboration with Bad Bunny. My heart dropped. I immediately said yes, and then I got a call. And then they told me that Benito was really interested in highlighting Puerto Rican history.
Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio is known to the world as Bad Bunny.
Not once did you think this was a scam by any chance?
Yes, initially, but when I saw the non-disclosure agreement, I knew it was legit.
It was not a simple request. Melendez Vadillo was asked to write 17 historical narratives covering Puerto Rico's history from pre-Columbian times to today, texts that would accompany each release on his new album, Debí Tirar Más Fotos.
I wrote about 74 pages of handwritten notes, and then when I arrived back in Puerto Rico, I typed everything down and sent it over.
The YouTube videos quickly racked up millions of views worldwide. The book that inspired the collaboration, Puerto Rico, A National History, published by the professor in 2024.
Both the book and in the visualizers, I was thinking, what would my grandparents say if they read this? And so I was writing for my communities, for my people, not necessarily for academics, Puerto Ricans, right?
Melendez Vadillo blends pop culture and academics in his 400-level Puerto Rican history course at the University of Wisconsin.
And I think a lot of people tend to view Puerto Rico as a vacation spot, when in reality it's people's homes, it's people's lives, it's people's pride. And it's important for them to understand our history and what we've gone through.
There's an eagerness to learn about Puerto Rican history, and I call it the Bad Bunny phenomenon.
And now with Bad Bunny invited to perform at the Super Bowl, the conversation about Puerto Rico is becoming more relevant.
And I hope that, this conversation that's happening around the Super Bowl also gets people asking themselves, what is Puerto Rico? How do we think about Puerto Rico?
If they call you again, would you work on a new album?
Ay, bendito. Ay, bendito.
Another powerful story for Hispanic Heritage Month. The professor says he was up for the challenge, though, and his work does not stop there. Melendez Vadillo helped launch a Puerto Rican Studies Hub at UW-Madison. Its first event is Monday.